back to Cricket for Americans. After a few day hiatus, we're getting ready. We're getting excited for the tourney, baby. Nick here.
Gabe. Oh, El Campeon. That's right. Still rocking the championship belt. CSK all day. You know what I'm saying? Because until this is over, I'm still rocking the most latest championship here at CFA Nation.
Sure.
Loving the fact that you guys all participated, went in, hit our little poll as far as my punishment's concerned for losing the fantasy championship to Nick.
Rigged. The poll's rigged.
I love the championship I did win. And Nick, I am so excited to talk about so far some of the things that we've gotten out of the Group 1 stages. Some dark horses we were expecting to get through that didn't get through. Some other surprises that were surprises. And just in general, give our thoughts about basically who make this Super 12. Of course, we both have our biases. You know, you guys see me with West Indies colors, the universe boss. You know, my man, Chris Gale, I think this is going to be his last hurrah, bro. He's getting older, man. And he actually looked, you did see it. You did see it so in the IPL where he didn't look like the Chris, you didn't see the, it didn't look like the Chris Gale of last season. And honestly, does 1 year do that much of a difference? Yeah, it does when you get that old. You know what I'm saying? Just saying.
Oh, wow. That old.
Just saying. But man, so many different storylines, Nick. And I think the first thing, because this is all about me, guys. Me. It's all about me. It's all about, talk me off the cliff, Nick. Talk me off the cliff. Because everybody's like, oh, it's
I don't want to hear about the practice. I don't want to
off the cliff, bro.
He's freaking out, ladies and gentlemen, because of practice matches, okay? Please correct us below in the comment section. Maybe they take this super seriously. Maybe this is like more important than the actual World Cup. I don't know. But I would think if it's a practice match, like, you want me to go full speed, Varun? Like, can I just like crawl up there? Like, can I yawn in between? I mean, honestly, you know, you want to get warmed up, you want to be lubed up. But like, listen, first of all, as a batsman, again, let me know if I'm wrong. As a batsman, you're working on stuff. It's like you're batting practice or something. You're working on certain stuff. Maybe you want to work on your cover drive. Maybe you want to work on your square shot or whatever it is. You're working on stuff. I got out for a duck. Well, I feel good because I worked on my shot. I got what I want. Bye. And for bowlers, let me work on this. Let me work on my arm move. Like all like a release point, all that kind of stuff. I didn't get a wicket. Oh, well, it's a practice match. I'm going to go out and go crazy and get injured in a practice match? We're talking about practice, man.
Oh, Allen Iverson, clip it right here. Practice, man. We're talking about practice. You know what's crazy, though? Nick, I can understand by losing 7 wickets to Pakistan, right? Pakistan has some bowling. And we've said they're going to make some noise in this. I'm telling you. They're going to make some noise in this T20, which I'm concerned about. But, bro, we lost by 56 runs to Afghanistan. Afghanistan? What?
You watch your mouth when it comes to Rashid Khan.
Bro, exactly. Rashid Khan and who else, bro? They got a couple of guys. Muhammad Nabi. Bro, they got like 5-6 dudes I didn't even know. I'm like, really?
You gotta watch the videos on Cricket Forest 2.0 Ozjob put out, where he's got a whole bunch. He's got cricket connoisseur. I didn't even know that was a word, for crying out loud. All these different people out there talking about their picks. You gotta watch it and get yourself educated. Listen, what happened in the past does not matter except for our 4 squads moving forward. We had 8 teams. You had a chance. All I need is a chance. You had a chance to move forward. And you had some that were victors. Sri Lanka and Scotland. Scotland, I didn't even know they had a cricket team, for crying out loud. Holy cow, right? I mean, they're like putting down the bagpipes to show them the cricket. What's this, right? They don't know what this thing is, but they went 3-0. So did Sri Lanka. They went out there and said, okay, can we get our spot now? Can we go over there to the winner's side? Because I'm yawning right now. This is easy peasy. You know, Sri Lanka, sorry, Netherlands, sorry. You know, Sri Lanka beat them. Netherlands got bowled out for 44 in like the 7th over. You know what you don't want to do, Gabe? You don't want to lose all your wickets in the power play, okay? That's what you don't want to do. And with all that, he's like, you don't want to lose all of them. Listen, you know what's so bad about that? My team India went 36 all out. Oh, no. Right? You went 44 out in a T20. You're supposed to go out early. Right? I mean, you flex those guns. But, I mean, they lost them all in the power play. And so, Sri Lanka is like, you are wasting my time playing with these babies right now. Scotland, watch out for them because I'm not sure how many people had them on their watch out list.
Nobody.
They're in, right? Who are the other 2 squads, Gabe, that also got in? They weren't undefeated, but they did enough damage.
Well, it's funny. I want to talk about Namibia, because I remember when I said Namibia, I'm like, what? Who? And this shows our ignorance as Americans, right? But let's just be real, all right? If you're not from South Africa, did you know where Namibia was? Stop it. Maybe because of cricket. Stop it. Put it out in the map. Put it out of the map.
Stop. Namibia.
Yo, listen, I was looking at a map like, is it, wait, where is it again? Did somebody no joke. They're like, it's right by Wakanda, bro.
Antarctica.
Bro, I was looking by Wakanda. It's like, it's right by Wakanda? Hold on. Oh, wait, Wakanda's a fictional African nation, bro. But honestly, let me ask a question. Because I know we got a couple of loyal CFA fam who's South African descent, and they rock with their squad. My man Sup, all right? Much love, Sup. David Visa is South African. How y'all let him go to the little brother? That's like, you know what I mean? Like it can't happen. It can't happen. It's like the Yankees letting somebody go to the Mets, all right? That can't happen. David Visa's a monster, bro. He's a monster with the cricket ball.
It's because of his pops. His pops is from there, and so he claimed it. And he said, listen, I'm going to win the whole thing by myself. Just watch me. Because he can score a century. That's right, I said it. He can score a century in T20, and he can get you a 5-for without even breaking a sweat, for crying out loud. And the guy's like 9 feet tall. It's not fair.
He's a giant, bro. He's a giant. I mean, bro, he's massive. And you know what? Honestly, I'm like, bro, if South Africa had David Visa along with the rest of their bowling attack, bro, oh my gosh, that is a scary. I don't understand how you let that happen. I'm sorry. England has a whole bunch of import. West Indies, we could have used a Chris Archer. Bro, we could even use a you know what I mean? Like anybody, honestly, just saying anybody. It's bad. But think about it. Do you think that teams that, like the Curran brothers, right? They're not really English. They're in England. Don't you think they're like, Zimbabwe is looking like, we could use them? Like, how does Namibia have David Visa and not South Africa? I don't understand.
How good does Zimbabwe look now for rejecting the Curran brothers, huh? How good they look right now.
Oh, wow. Another gut punch. Nick comes with the fire today, man.
They posted on Twitter, we knew it. Some TC and some SC. They're like, come on, can we get some love? England will still take them. So you never answered my question, so I'm going to answer my question. What you meant Namibia.
I did. Namibia.
Who's the other team?
So the other team that make it through was Bangladesh. And I had said Bangladesh to me was a dark horse, right? Because they have the bowling. And bro, there's going to be, if this tells us anything, all right, Nick, this is going to tell us that what we saw in the UAE for the IPL was the same thing we're going to see. Because everybody was like, oh, we got international talent. You can't compare the IPL. I'll tell you right now, CSK will beat half, if not more than half of these international T20 teams. Cousin, all right? Same thing with Mumbai Indians. I'm not going to even talk about other teams. Just I don't want to talk about the unhurt. Sorry, SRH fans. You may not be Namibia. I'm just saying, they may not be Namibia. Just say it, bro.
Wow.
But Nick, these scores, bro. Okay, Oman, we'll talk about them in a little while. Beat Papua New Guinea, 131, 129. Scotland, 140.
131 was the high score, I think.
You know, 140 Scotland to 134.
Oh, watch out.
Sri Lanka, 190, beats Namibia, 96. Netherlands, we already talked about them. They lost to Ireland, 107, 106, and then they got that embarrassment where they got smacked down for, what was it, 44? Bro, honestly, I think 160 was the highest score. We're going to see some low-scoring games, Nick, and that makes me concerned for my West Indies. Honestly, it does.
You know what's awesome is my Barbados Royals. They're like, hey, we can score that. We can get 95, 96 easy. I mean, they're just like, you can't invite us to the World Cup? Come on. No, I'm just kidding. They'll be there with the West Indies. Some of those players will be. It's crazy. Bangladesh. Let me read you something from Bangladesh after their loss to who'd they lose to? To Scotland, who was undefeated. Right. Listen to this. It says, we all felt bad by each and everything from all sides. We are human. We also have feelings. We have families. Our parents and children sitting in front of the TV, they also get upset. Everyone has social media on their phone these days. We accept criticism when it is warranted, but if that resorts to being belittled, we feel bad. There were many questions, including about the 3 senior players' strike rate. We tried hard, but we didn't get the result. Everyone makes sacrifices. We play with injuries. Some of us take painkillers every day. Painkillers every day. Many don't know about these things. So it is not right to talk about our commitment. I hope we can be more settled now. I don't know what happened in the world of Bangladesh, in that country, but when I read this, I thought that they had been booted, that they had missed their chance to get. They're going to the Super 12 for crying out loud. They're part of that Super 12, and they lost to Scotland, who's undefeated. But it sounds like the whole fan base lost their mind, and they were feeling to where the point. Who was it that posted this? Mamadula, where he's like, "Listen, calm down." It's like Aaron Rodgers, RELAX. Like, just relax for a little bit. We tried our best. We'll get there. They obviously are into the Super 12. But, I mean, this is it, man. I mean, this is like everything right now. This is the T20 World Cup. We are about to start the Super 12. Super excited. We got our 12 teams in it. You got your teams. I got my teams. Both of us got both our teams in there. We got some other teams we're rooting for. And I'm super excited. We're going to start tomorrow. West Indies, England. England versus West Indies, baby. We're going to see what's going on. And then we got India, Pakistan. I mean, talk about 2 great matches to start off. There's other matches as well, on earlier match on Saturday that we're not going to be able to catch live. But I'm excited. I'm excited that Bangladesh felt, embarrassed and they were able to take care of business. I'm excited that Scotland's like, we're not the little brothers no more. Let's see. I would love to see Scotland versus England. Oh, that would be fantastic.
The Scots.
One last thing I want to mention about the group stages. Ireland, right? They started off on fire. Cam for 4 for 4. 4 in a row, baby. 4 for 4. And, of course, I wasn't watching. That's why he got the hat trick. 4 in a row. Man the match. I'm like, ooh, Ireland and Scotland's going to get in. And then they lost their last 2 matches. I mean, it was low scoring, but a lot of these matches, besides the last one, Sri Lanka, Netherlands, they were competitive for crying out loud. But it looks like the 4 best teams out of those 8 are moving forward.
Interesting you talk about that performance, bro, because that 4-4 was so sexy. It was absolutely so sexy. And we talked about it, guys. We got to give it a name, okay? We got to give it a name because, the Pfeiffer is sexy, right? You get those 5, what do you call it? You get those 5 wickets and you're just like, oh, man, that's disgusting, right? That's that Michelle Pfeiffer. But the 4-4, especially 4 balls in a row, that's disgusting. So, let us know in the comments what you guys already call it. CFA, let us know what we should call it. We're always creative with our names, but we'll figure something out. The performance I want to talk about, all right, my man Nick, was my man of this whole entire group stage, or group A, I should say, or stage 1, I should say.
Super 12.
Before the Super 12, but
the group stages. Okay.
The group stages, excuse me, is my man Visa. All right, David Visa. I call it a combo meal, Nick. A combo meal. You know what a combo meal is, Nick?
I do. I get it all the time at Burger King.
Tell it for everyone else. Tell everybody what a combo meal is.
That's when you get yourself some wickets. That's when you get yourself, a half century? Is that wait to get for a combo platter?
Or vice versa.
Some runs.
Or vice versa. And my man David Visa, every match, bro.
Vice Visa?
David Visa, bro. He gets runs, he gets wickets, and he's an absolute savage. And I think that's what you need when you're going to play in there. A guy, honestly, all rounders are going to come into so much handy, which also I know people are going to say, there goes Gabe, making it about Gabe. But the West Indies just lost Fabian Allen, another all rounder. The ominous signs are there, Nick. The ominous signs are there. But he's like, oh my gosh, this guy's done complaining. Never done complaining, people. Never done complaining, bro. But honestly, bro, it's like, and I guess the Netherlands must have been the punching bag, bro, because it was disgusting. My man David Visa, 66 for 40, 5 sixes, baby. So he got himself a 60 burger. Give me 60 runs. And then for good measure, he went out and got himself 4 wickets. That's a combo meal, baby. Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso. 4 overs, 32 runs. My man was putting in work. One wicket. And when you get wickets and you also get yourself runs, it's a sexy thing, Nick. But I think now it's time to make our predictions. All right, the mushing effect. We could do game by game.
Know of these four. I want to know, who are you most worried about? Are you taking Namibia as your most feared of those four?
No.
Oh, no love. They got a captain named Erasmus. That's a cool name, man. Come on.
That is a cool name. That is a cool name. No, I said they were my dark horse because of their bowling and because they're already used to bowling in these pitches that spin so much and that turn so much. These slower pitches. And Sri Lanka, bro. Sri Lanka, they also got some dudes that can rake. Remember, I told you, I remember them putting up 400 against South Africa, and then South Africa coming back. And I know it was test, but putting up 600 on them in the first over.
How did the bowling work out?
In the first innings, yeah, exactly. But I like Bangladesh, especially since they're taking it personally that, listen, we got through and people are still, like, you know what I'm saying? Like bagging on us or whatnot. I really like Bangladesh. I know everybody wanted Oman to get through. I don't know what was the thing about Oman. Everybody was excited about Oman. Oman didn't get through, and Papua New Guinea didn't even win a game, bro. So I'm glad they weren't my dark horse. But I'm going to stick with my dark horse, bro. I think it's going to be Bangladesh. What about you?
Listen, you want to hear this one right here? This is going to be a good one, right? When Oman loses, they go, oh, man.
Come on.
Yes, it's in the name. They go, oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man, I'm just kidding. Brutal. Sorry, Oman, you were omitted this time. But I'm going to ride. I'm going to ride my ancestral coattails on the dark horses. These are like the darker horses because they're the four that got in. They weren't able to qualify from ranking. I'm going with Scotland, baby. That's right. On my mom's side, my grandfather, we're talking about the McNabb family. My grandmother, excuse me. McNabb's back in Scotland. Ancestral, baby. I'm saying watch out for the 3-0. Watch out for the 3-0.
Bro, that sounds like England trying to qualify players. Oh, yeah, on their mother's great-great-grandfather's side. Yeah, that's how we get an Owen Morgan. Or that's how what is Stokes? Isn't Stokes a Kiwi too? Like, oh yeah, his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother once had tea with some Duke in England.
You claim Caribbean because you like the Pirates of the Caribbean, all right? I know the truth.
Oh, how dare you?
Listen, I got the family name, brother. You know I'm talking about? McNabbs. So listen. Scotland, right? There was a time where the English were a little too excited about how strong they were, right? And they counted out my man William Wallace. Right? And what happened there? William Wallace got killed. But he still took out some people before he got killed, right? So Scotland, they're going to make some noise. They're going to William Wallace this place up. They're going to take down some big names, but they're not going to go to the end. But you got to watch out for Scotland. But overall, Super 12, baby. Let's go. I'm going to look at Group 1 first. We got Bangladesh, England, Sri Lanka, Australia, South Africa, West Indies. The easier of the two groups.
What did you just say?
Oh, what man, it's like preschool. It's like preschool up in there. Man, do we have any big boys up in here? Really? It's like the cruiserweights, baby. The cruiserweights. Now, Don Antonio, Renell, and all the other fans, I apologize. This is about getting him upset, right? Yeah, exactly. We'll have the cruiserweight category right here. I think England, they got good bowling. They got good value. I'm going to be rocking for them in that group. That's my team in that group. That's the team I'm rooting for, and that's the team I'm going to be pulling for because, I like the West Indies. I really, really do. Even though I can't stand this guy, I like the West Indies. The fans are fantastic. The team's got a whole lot of energy. They really know how to field. They really know how to bowl and bat, and they won it last time. But I don't like seeing repeats unless it's my Lakers. I don't like seeing repeats. I don't want to see the team winning again. So England, you grabbed yourself. You almost, some would say, stole yourself a World Cup last time. Let's do it again, baby, up in this Group 1. Group 2? Oh, I'm rocking with India, right? I'm rocking with India. But I am worried about New Zealand. I am worried about Pakistan and everyone and their brother. The popular pick right now is to go with Afghanistan as a dark horse. Everyone's got Afghanistan as a dark horse. And it would make for an interesting story for what's going on, right? What's going on? They're like, against all odds, we're just going to take some wickets out. But Team India, you got the Lion, Dhoni, as your mentor. You got Virat Kohli on his swan song. You got Rohit basically saying, hey, Kohli, am I captain yet? We got all these guys out there ready to make some noise. You better not mess this up, even though you're in the group of death. You got the toughest group that's ever been around in the World Cup, baby.
Wow. Wow.
I can't wait.
You know, who makes it out? You tell me. Who makes it out of those two groups? Okay. 2 teams. Only 2 teams. Who makes it out? India and...
I'm going to go deep. India, Pakistan. Okay.
Wow. You think they both make it out?
Both, baby.
Wow.
England and the West Indies. I'm worried about the West Indies. I'm not worried about practice, man.
Wow. You know what's crazy? For me, looking at both brackets, as a West Indies fan, I got to say I am concerned. And listen, everybody is loving themselves some Afghanistan. All right. So your bracket did get much harder. I didn't respect, not that I didn't respect, but I didn't know Afghanistan was as good as they are. So I was like, man, the only thing India has to worry about is Pakistan and New Zealand. You know what I mean? And Pakistan, honestly, you know, with their fielding and their batting collapses, sometimes it's like, listen, India just gotta. I don't think Pakistan's ever even beat India in an international tournament before championship. So I'm like, they got to make it through. But stranger thing has happened. And now that you got Afghanistan, bro, and I was looking at it, yeah, friendly or not, there were real West Indies players in there playing, and they got smocked, cousin. They got smocked. So I'm like, ooh, Afghanistan, good thing they're over there in that bracket. You know, with that being said,
Scotland. Don't sleep on Scotland, all right?
Man, that's Scotland don't have a prayer. They don't have a prayer. Stop it. Is it Scotland where they made the what do you call it? The DeLorean, or was that Ireland? I can't even remember.
They manufactured in Scotland, but it was U.S. It was a U.S. company.
Yeah, right. Isn't everything in the U.S. made somewhere else? Come on, let's just be honest, right? Look at your labels. We don't want to claim it. Come on. Oh man. All right, and so I think that for me, of course, India is going to get out of that bracket. And I gotta still stick with New Zealand, bro. New Zealand is just so good defensively. Man, bracket of death, the real bracket of death, bro. It's rough over here, cousin. It's rough. Australia, they're looking a lot healthier than England. England has no Stokes, has no Archer. You know, I got to put my West Indies there because I got love and they're the defending champs. But I'm not going to lie, I'm super concerned. And then it's like, okay, so it's can Australia, in my opinion, that's the big question, Nick. Can Australia overcome South Africa? Because I think that's the next toughest team that we have in our division. And I'm like, I want to say yes, but again, Australia hasn't looked good over the last year. But I'm going to go with both my squads. I'm going to go with both West Indies and Australia making out. Yeah, I'm a homer. Come on, I'm a homer. So tomorrow's games, Nick, this weekend's games, we want to do some predictions. I want to do a game-by-game prediction with you. And you guys in the chat, you guys can keep a score with us and or whatever, letting us know. They love doing that too. Letting us know where Nick was right, where Nick was wrong, where Gabe was right, where Gabe was right. That's going to be our new session, all right? At the end of our 3 weeks. It's not just mushing people, but where Gabe was right and where Gabe was wrong, where Nick was right, where Nick was wrong. So, Nick, I'll go first. And for tomorrow's matches, I got South Africa versus Australia. Very first game. Going to be a tough game. I got to go with my Aussies. I got to go with the Boggy Green. And the second game, England versus West Indies. You know it's going to be the West Indies and the universe boss. Sunday, we got the upset. Bangladesh takes down Sri Lanka. And then finally, India versus Pakistan. Guys, I'm going with history. I'm going to go with the team that hasn't lost in the championship or tournament game before. I'm going with India. So those are my 3 picks: Australia, West Indies, and India. We got fans in those 3 countries right now losing their minds. Like, no, don't mush us. Nick, your pick.
And you went for Bangladesh, huh?
Yep.
Okay. I don't have any faith in Australia until they give me a reason to have faith in them. I don't think they're going to be in Abu Dhabi, and we noticed in the IPL, at least I noticed, that seemed like it was a highest scoring ground, right? Not sure if they're going to completely change it so they can slow it down or they're going to do something to speed up. I don't know. But it seemed that way in the IPL. So it's all about run. It's all about the batsmen, baby. All about the batters. I think that South Africa, they got, and Fof's not even in there. Jeez Louise. They got the Cox. They got some other guys that can make some noise, Markham and whatnot. But I think Australia has the potential for the most runs being scored. But I don't trust them. So I'm going with South Africa, baby.
Oh, I
I'm going
thought you were
South
going to give it
Africa.
to me. I thought you were going to give it to me.
I love it. And then England, West Indies. I think this could be, it's not going to be as big as Pakistan, India, but I think this is a great first match for us to watch in a World Cup. I think it's going to be fantastic. We know how England handles West Indies in tests, but this ain't test, baby. So I got to go with England, but I don't have a lot of faith. I got to go with them. Come on, man. It's the mistress. Come on.
So
and
right
I have
here,
shown them so much hate. All the 8 fans I had from England, they all turned their backs on me. I got to say, hey, Nick's still here for you. He still loves you. Come on.
Come back to the promised land.
And,
so far, we've gone against each other in the first 2 games. Okay, nice. I'm trying to win this thing here too.
Listen, Dawid Milan, if he's healthy, no one's healthy. We'll see how he does. Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh. I like the fight that Bangladesh had in that response, but that's not everything. Sri Lanka spanked everyone. Maybe not spanked, but they did pretty well. I'm going with Sri Lanka, baby. Woo! Wow. That's right. I got a feeling.
Wow.
That's what I'm going for right there. And then I'm going to surprise the entire world on this one, Gabe. I really am. India's never lost a World Cup match against Pakistan.
Right.
Never. I am an India fan,
right?
But I usually jinx my squads. I'm just kidding. India, baby, not a chance.
He's like,
not a chance. Come on.
Oh man, that's why I was like, wow, really? That's some stones. And I figured that you would try to go against me in one of the or 2 of the matches. Like, wow, for him to go against me in all the matches, I'm like, wow. So it looks like one of us could be 1-3. Or, you know what I'm saying? We could be 4-0. This is going to be because, we didn't pick a lot of the same sides. And that's interesting that, again, you really helped me get excited, even though Bangladesh was already my dark horse. I had mentioned that in a prior video on CFA Nation. But you got me excited for Bangladesh. You're talking about, I love the fight there. You just take it away from me. But I'm going with Sri Lanka. I'm like, oh, wow. That's just brutal, bro. Brutal.
I've seen it too many times. The Browns, for anyone that watches the NFL, out the 2-star running backs, they're out the starting quarterback. They play against the Broncos with a decent defense. The Broncos lose anyways. The Browns still win. So, sometimes Baltimore board material is great, but it doesn't always take you all the way. Bangladesh has got a good and a strong squad. Don't get me wrong. Right. But Sri Lanka, I'm going to take the hot hand right there. So, who do you got? We got our final 4, right?
Right.
Who do you got? Last thing we're going to say. Who's winning the whole thing, baby? Who you going to mush right now? Who's winning it all?
Wow.
Are you going to go with your heart or are you going to go with your head? Or go with both?
Listen, when I picked CSK 2 years ago to be my team, the home team, and people are saying, Gabe, they're old in the tooth, Donnie will be gone soon, blah, 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 blah. The guys, they basically, their training facility is like a old person's retirement home or whatever. I still went with the gut, all right? I went what's in the gut, okay? And just this season, going back into it, it would have been easy to say, they finished in the bottom of the table, whatever. Still rocking with my squad. So I saw the most amazing thing. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday, Nick. The Knicks, as usual, had a lead going into the 4th quarter.
Everything's about the Knicks. Everything.
I just brought it back to basketball. Going the first game of the season against the hated rivals Boston Celtics, and they let the Celtics score 6 points in like a minute. All right, they could have played the foul game. Mind you, there's 4 seconds left in the game. They could have just fouled and played the foul game instead of letting them take a 3-pointer and tie the game. But of course, that's the Knicks. That happen. Goes into overtime, and that's a game where I'm usually, all right, the Knicks lose. It is what it is. Every time that happens, they lose. Nick came back and won. This is the year, Gabe. CSK making it happen. All right. Guess what? The Knicks won their first game. Right now, they're 1-0.
One game?
It doesn't matter. Wow. Right now, they're 1-0 against the hated Boston Red Sox, the rivals. So I'm going with the West Indies, all right? Representing, putting in that work, cousin. You know what I'm saying? Putting in that work. That's right. And honestly, it's a homer pick, and I don't care. Nicholas.
I know I had my final 4 that I chose. England, India, Pakistan, West Indies. And I want to go with India so bad. But I've seen in my short time, the big match, it eludes them or they're not able to play big in that big match. So I'm rooting for India till the last minute. I really, really am. But do I believe they're going to actually win the T20 World Cup for 2021? I don't fully believe it. I have faith, but I don't fully believe if that makes sense. So I think of those 4 teams, who has the best chance to beat them in a final match, assuming India gets to the final? I'm going to say the West Indies. I honestly think, I agree with you. I think the West Indies could win the entire thing. Now, part of that is strategy because I don't want to jinx my squad, right? And I'm jinxing your squad. But I do think of those 4 squads, I think the West Indies have the best. Could you imagine if India beats Pakistan on Sunday and then Pakistan and India make it to the semis and they have to play again? Could you imagine that? Huge. And then Pakistan wins their first match in a World Cup setting in the semis or in the final. That'd be crazy, right?
Huge.
I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. That would just be insane. That's why World Cup is so awesome. These teams that we're choosing for the Final Four, none of them can make it. You don't know what's going to happen, for crying out loud. We're just using our brain, our heart. But I'm also going to choose the West Indies as well because that's who I think with my head, who I think is going to make it through. But I haven't mentioned the New Zealand too much. I never sleep on them. I slept on the WTC, and I paid the price for that one. Let us know what your thoughts are on all the things we covered. Let us know who you're the most worried about. Let us know your Final Four, your ultimate winner. And let's see if you have the guts like I do to use the head, baby, and not just the heart. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for being patient with us this week. And please join us on Saturday, 7 a.m. our time, whatever time your time, to watch England, West Indies, and see how the first match goes. And until next time,
that's 6 runs.